Okay, so we know that today is the first day of doing our recap Zooms. I'll show you this really quick. It starts tonight at 7. So tonight, here's what we'll do. At 6 p.m., which is a weird time because that's right when I'm like getting up, either finishing up dinner and cleaning up. We eat early. It's a harder time, but my family knows that Mondays are Plexus days. So I don't feel so bad that I'll be listening to this. But what we're going to do is listen to the Monday motivation call. And tonight's about expanding your market, meeting new people. Then we're going to hop on our own Zoom right after that. How do I go over? And we're going to do a recap together of everything that we heard and maybe some ideas that spurred from that. So that'll be the time that we kind of all work together and hash it out. I feel like it's way too loud outside. I wanted to be outside and it's not working out. Um, okay, so let me stop sharing if I can remember how to do that. So this morning we started our back to fitness challenge and I had set my alarm for 6:15 to do the workout at 7. And my husband at 6 woke me up and goes, Jen, get up. And I was so out of it. I thought I had overslept for the workout, which you know what that feeling. And it just ruined your whole day because you're like, ah! So it's a case of the Mondays. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to help people with the case of the Mondays. I want you to send 10 messages, and all that you're going to do is just say, Happy Monday. I hope you have a great one. Thinking about you. You're going to send 10 non plexus, non salesy, no fishing, just Happy Monday. Or I'm having a case of the Monday, so I just don't, I'm trying to help all my friends not have the same experience. Happy Monday. I've sent that this morning already, and I've gotten really great responses back of people just appreciating positivity. Okay, so if I were you, I would make it a habit to do those types of messages on the daily. What it does for you is this: it always makes sure that your motive is good. If you're constantly on the hunt and you're like, I gotta follow up, I gotta find out why she didn't message me back, I gotta get this girl interested, I gotta bring up Plexus, it actually can cause harm to your relationships. You don't want to do that. You want someone to end up, Brianne Coolidge said this last night. She said she sent a sweet message to a friend, and the friend goes, thanks for that, but aren't you going to ask me about Plexus? And she's like, no, I wasn't planning on it unless you wanted to talk about it. And so, what we're trying to do is make sure that we always make sure the conversation is about them first. It's about just getting to know people and understanding people and walking through life with people. It's a really good practice. Okay, so what you guys are going to do now is, I heard last night Tamara Holloway talk about team culture. So we did a Q&A, and it got me thinking. She said it wasn't until like a year in her business that she heard about the idea of team culture, and that it eats strategy for lunch, and that the difference between a team of 100 and a team of 1,000 is culture. It really is. It's what makes people stay. The problem is, if you haven't been purposeful and deciding what that culture is, it's being created with or without your permission, and maybe not very intentionally. So what I'm going to ask you to do for the next 5 minutes is, with a piece of paper or on the notes on your phone, say to yourself, what kind of culture, I close my eyes when I think, what kind of culture do I want to see on my team? When someone says, Jennifer's team, this is the culture I see on her team, and then start thinking about it, because we're all going to have a little bit different. So go ahead and be intentional and write that up. And I'd like to see it in the chat. That way we can grab each other's ideas too. And I'll kind of type something up, and it changes, by the way, over time, it changes. I'm unmuting because I want to make sure that you guys understand this. So I'm going to read what I wrote. I love that you guys are putting this in the chat. And I want to tell you why this matters. So I said, number one, that my culture, I want it to be okay to ask questions. I want to be okay that we make mistakes. I want to be okay that we don't know everything. How does that translate into my team? One, that allows silvers and golds to share on an event and not be afraid that they're going to mess up. They're not going to be worried if they're sharing about a product and they say an ingredient wrong. Like if they say chitosanase, which is not how you pronounce that, no one's going to be like, excuse me. That's the culture I want to create. And if I set that bar, that's what the team will live up to. If I'm gracious, they're going to be gracious. Number two, we rally and we celebrate. So I want my team to feel like if something bad's happening in your life, your house is on fire, or your husband lost his job, I want you to feel like this is the first place you're going to come. I want you to come here. I want you to come and say, I need help. I need support. That's the kind of team that I want. And I want to celebrate each other's victories. If somebody earns something, promotes to something, goes on the trip to Mexico, we all comment how happy we are for them. And we don't let the jealousy or comparison set in. And then I said, we show up for events. If that actually is what I want for my team culture, then one, that means I better be at the events. Two, I better be posting about the events, giving people the information, the reason, the why for attending. And then I better be taking pictures and going live from the event in my team page. If I actually value that, that's what I would do. We love our products and proudly share them. Well, I remember a time I had a miscarriage a couple years ago, and I literally feel like I didn't even use a single product for 2 months. So I wasn't posting about it and I wasn't talking about it. And that's a big mistake for me personally and for my team. It hurts your business. And I don't want that. I want to be passionate about our products. And honestly, with the Slim, Active, and Hydrate, I couldn't not be passionate because I love them. And then the last one I said was we say hard things because we love each other and want to grow. The last thing I want is a culture of sensitivity. And I mean that in the best way. If everyone's feelings get hurt all the time because someone says something, and by the way, you don't just go up to someone and say, you have a leadership lid. You don't do that. You ask permission. You can say, hey, if I saw something holding you back, would you want me to tell you? And that might go over well and it might not, just depending on the seeds you've sown of love with that person. But I don't want people to be overly sensitive. Do you see how important this is to steer your ship? I'm looking at you guys. Realness. I love this. I struggle with how to have a strong team culture because you personally get overwhelmed easily. You find we have so many options to plug into. Okay, so let's talk about that. If you get overwhelmed easily, then you have forgotten that you get to choose. It's kind of like when you go to a buffet, which I actually think that buffets are so gross. I can't do it. But let's just say you go to a buffet. And I do this if I go to a theme park. I get overwhelmed when I walk in because I'm like, I want to go there and I want to go there. And oh my gosh, what if the day's over and I didn't get to this place? Like it, that's not the feeling you want when you're trying to streamline. So you're going to just have to cherry pick and be okay with it. Say, all right, this is August. The only thing I'm going to focus on is the Y plexus meetings. That's it. That's all I'm going to think about. That's all I'm going to do. And maybe next month it's something different. You can't do it all, and you shouldn't. If it's doing that to you, it's probably doing that to your team. I want people to come in knowing they're supported, loved, there's a place for them, that they'll receive the best customer care and they want to stick around. And these are all important things for you guys to make sure you know. Keep it on the notes on your phone. And then the best part, share this, your dream for your team, with each person on your team. Say, I want to hold myself accountable to a kind of culture that I'm trying to create. And so I wanted to share with you my dream for this team. And so if you see that happening, will you let me know? And if you don't see that happening, will you let me know? Get people invested in your culture, or even send it to someone and say, hey, do you feel like I'm leaving something out? This is what I really want for our Plexus team. Is there something else you see? And that way they take ownership of it too. Very, very, very important. All right. So now you're going to invite a friend to a workout this week, even if you haven't been on one. They don't even have to be part of the Back to Fitness Challenge. I want you to picture this. Someone invites you to a 20-minute workout online for free. They get on and they realize it's just a bunch of women in their living rooms trying to get healthy and stronger together. No one's talking about Plexus really, but they're getting a really amazing bird's eye view of the community. And that could be the doorway to get them interested in trying the products. So we have the workouts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. And we have workouts Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. And that is Central Standard Time. If you were on the workout this morning, you can attest to the fact that this is not, how do I say it? Well, you sweat, but it's not really that hard. It's not meant to make you break a leg or like tear a hamstring. It's meant to make you consistent. And I think that's so important for our brand that we show people we're on a journey. So I'll give you all the information that you need here. And once we do that, I have some posts for you guys to use. Okay, so I like your question, Lori, about would it be bad to bring up this workout idea with the person you said Happy Monday to? I don't think it would be bad if you regularly talk to them. It would probably be a normal cadence for you to say that, and I would probably do something like, "Hope you have a good Monday. I just started mine by working out. I haven't done that in weeks." Or it might say something like, um, "Have you been exercising lately? Because I haven't, and I'm just getting started back. So help keep me accountable. Message me and ask me if I'm still doing that." And that gets them interested. Like they might say, "Well, what are you doing? Or where are you working out?" The art of conversation is honestly something we all should be studying, because if we can learn how to get into a really good conversation with people, it develops trust, but also really helps us to navigate it to it's just such a good skill to have. Um, I'm also going to make a post just asking people if they want to work out with me. I think that getting into fitness is something that will explode your business. I really do. I think that once you start taking care of yourself in that new way, people will be like, "What's she doing?" Because it's out of my character. Is it out of your character? Like, does anybody else? Like, I told you, Kegels was like the only thing on my list of exercise. All right. So, like, this is out of my character, but it's good because it's getting people to look again. Okay, so just a couple more minutes to invite people, and then I want to show you some graphics you can use for a post. Okay, so Stacy, I can't believe you're doing 75 hard. Just like, I look at that and I'm like, you know what the worst part of it is? It's the reading part. It's not even the 2 workouts. I don't want to.
And can I just quickly say that I realized today is actually my favorite part, and I thought it was going to be my hardest part. But I never made time to read, and now I read 10 pages of personal development every morning.
And so when you said you didn't like it in the beginning or like you were afraid of it, what was the reason for the book part? Why did you think you wouldn't like it?
I just thought that was going to be the hardest part for me because I don't sit down long enough to
Yeah.
actually read. But that's actually been, I really enjoy that piece.
Maybe if I didn't have 5 children that were so loud, I'd enjoy that piece too. Just like I read a page and I'll go, I don't have no idea what that said because I cannot take it in. Okay, what are you reading right now?
Happy Money.
I'm intrigued. Okay, I put some graphics in the Power Hour chat, but I can also just show you them. You can rebrand them yourself doing what we talked about on Canva and make them in the color scheme that you like, and even put your Instagram handle like at Jen Leith or whatever yours is. Yeah, I'm proud of you too, Stacy. Beverly's saying how proud she is of you. So let me just show you this really quick. These are goofy, but who cares? Because people engage with them. And isn't that what we're looking for? So these are all ideas, and you can go on Pinterest and find these same graphics. If you type in, like Google one of these, just write it out like your gangster name is the last food you ate. Like Google that. Graphics will come up with those. And you know how when you click on them, it shows you suggestions for other ones that are kind of similar to that? You can remake these in your own branding. And I know you're probably looking at it going, like, how does this add value? I'm telling you, it's the reason why those little wooden triangle games at Cracker Barrel are so fun. It's just the mindless engagement for just a second. It's just like a little whoo. So people like these. I'm telling you. Oh, that's not one of the pictures. Hold on. I'm showing you the rest of them. So you can remake these with your own branding, name something you would never ever buy used. That could be funny. What's the strangest thing in your purse right now? If blank was an Olympic event, I would totally have a gold medal. If you were granted one food to be calorie free for the rest of your life, which food would you choose? Answer with a, and I never know if it's GIF or GIF. These are what you need to be working on right now. Find one, rebrand it for yourself, and post it. Hey, let me give you guys a heads up. People that are wanting to come to the Zoom, the workout Zooms, don't post the graphic with the Zoom link, because if you do, there might be some freaky weirdos that hop on there doing freaky weird stuff, and that would ruin the whole thing. So
just private message people the Zoom information. Okay, so I know I've given you guys a lot, but it's always stuff that you can carry on throughout the rest of the day or catch up on another day. We only have 2 times a week, so I try to give you as much as I can. We're going to do the last 20 minutes with customer care, but I wanted to ask if any of you would unmute and share. When you go to follow up with a customer to make sure they're enjoying themselves or liking a product or feeling good or staying consistent, will you share some of the things you might say or do that get them the very best customer care? Go for it.
At first, I like to keep it simple because sometimes I can get really long-winded. So I might just reach out with a text, hey, how's it going? Or if we're friends, I'd be like, hey, how's your poop? Is it better? Like I keep it light and like just ease into it.
Yeah, it's funny because I always try to tell people when we first start out, I say, just so you know, there's nothing TMI. Like we're going to talk about some stuff. And that way I've set the stage for that. And I do find though that I sometimes struggle with the things that I like when I go to do customer care. Sometimes I'll think, well, I've already asked her how she's loving the slim and I've already done this or that. So one little tip is to go to them with a suggestion or a recipe. So maybe if you saw the protein ball recipe that I posted that was like the cookie dough, it tastes like cookie dough, or maybe you might recommend they use a seltzer water in their slim. Say, hey, just wanted to change your life today and let you know if you mix the slim with seltzer water, you're going to want to hug me or something like that. Just fun little ways to make connection. Cause I have got myself in the trap where it's like, so how is it going now? Like, I just don't know what to say. So if anybody else wants to share, unmute.
Hey, I normally lead off from the last conversation that we had. Like I take lots of notes on each individual person that I talk to. And I just lead off when we left off the last conversation. Like if we talked about, say Brady talked about the poop, I do talk about poop a lot because that's very important. Everybody does it and needs to do it well. And so if that's where we left off of how they were going to the bathroom, I always go, hey, just check it in your bathroom stuff. How's things? Is it hanging? Is it dragging? Is it moving? Is it, I just go into, fun stuff like that and try to make it light and fun. And just keep the conversation going, kind of like a story, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird and cheesy, but that's just what I do.
Are you kidding? That was fantastic. And Jim Rohn, the thing he is known for is he journaled and he would keep these project books for each one of his customers. And he would write, this is what we talked about, and this is what we felt, and this is what he said. So when he would go back to him, he would know exactly where this person was in their situation. So anyways, that was really good. I think one other person wanted to share too. Was it Brenda? You had a question?
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me, but so I talk to my folks offline a lot. In the three-way chats, what's kind of the magic? How often in a three-way chat should you be talking?
Okay, so you're asking, you might still be talking, but I think your internet went out. You're asking how often or how should you be engaging in the three-way chat? And that one's tricky because if you have an upline that's maybe amazing at all the things, but isn't exactly vulnerable, that makes it really hard for a person that does, a literal stranger, to open up in front of them. So one of the things I would encourage everyone in a three-way chat to do is be completely open and save on your phone what the products did for you in the most vulnerable of terms and maybe a before after. Even if it's not for weight, it could, you look different after you've been on Plexus for a while, whether you lost weight or not, you look different. So I try to start those out by saying, let me show you what the products have done for me, and then let's get you having those same results. And I'm starting to create that relationship. So if you think that's missing from your three-way chat, it's not too late. Go back in there and get people sharing their stories. But you also might, if you noticed a person isn't engaging in that, I would go to them privately and say, Hey, quick question. I put you in that chat because I'm still new and I'm learning and my friend's in there and she's been doing it longer. Are you comfortable with that? Or would you rather us just chat one-on-one? And that way the expectation is we're going to still talk, but giving them the option of where that's going to happen.
I just put into the chat, in the Power Hour chat, just my cheat sheet for following up with people for that first month, and we got that from I think Emily Gibson a while ago. So if it's helpful to somebody, then great.
Okay, was it a link? Because I want it.
I just took a picture of my paper that I have, my cheat sheet, and I put it in the messenger.
Oh, Messenger. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at the Zoom chat. My fault. Let me go grab it. Okay, so we're wrapping things up. I wanted to let you guys know in September, and I don't have days or times and all that wrapped up yet, but we're going to do a book study with the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader. I'm saying that so enunciated because John Maxwell has like 500 books that have the number 21 in it. You're like, which one is it? So 21 indispensable qualities of a leader. And we're going to do that just for 4 weeks, which I'm really excited about because it helps to have followers if you want to be a leader. So those qualities will actually create followers for you. I will see you guys on Monday or tonight on the Zoom for the recap after the Monday motivation call. Either way, you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.